creates an opportunity to develop a longer-term relationship with the landowner. And most people, you know, who are concerned, they're like, well, they don't know who's going to be there and who's going to be in their property, etc. Or they may be intending to sell it quite soon and they just don't want to have any thing in it. But after observing what happens, many times we have been able to arrange a purchase from that person. So that's, we definitely do a lot of revocable. The downside is you put some effort into building the trail, and not just the trail on that property, but the trail that comes to there, and if it should somehow, you know, get sold for development, it's like, oh boy, now what? And just persistence.
Hi, I just have a question about economics of these communities and how you're incorporating the gateway communities as part of the trails and connectivity.
Well, we don't do enough, and to tell you the truth, in the 15 or so years that I've been in this job, it used to be whenever trails came up, so many of the communities were like, no, we don't want those people coming through here. And what's nice is that has shifted. I mean, I don't know if anyone noticed, but the governor put $200 million into the Empire State Trail. So trails are getting kind of a makeover. You know, they've always been in the top 3 amenities for the National Home Builders Association for developments, but it's taken a while for that to filter down. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with the Palisades Parks Conservancy, and I asked that question a little self-serving, knowing that it's part of the engagement on the Long Trail and some of these other things. But I wanted to raise the topic for everyone here, I guess, and I appreciate your comments, Ed.
Yeah, I'd like to comment too. You know, we see more people coming, more people recreating. That's an important economic engine in the area. There's no doubt about it. And if a place is richer in natural resources, it's probably going to be that much more of an attraction for people. We're constructing a new visitor access pathway in Black Rock Forest that is easy walking even for people with disabilities. It's going to connect to long distance paths on both ends, and we were able to get $500,000 in funding from the state of New York for it because they understand more people come, more people attracted, more recreational opportunities, more money for the community. So I think it's a very real thing.
Judith, did you have a question?
I'm just interested in liability issues for the landowners.
Well, New York State has very strong, what are called the general obligation laws. Whether their property is posted or not, if someone injures themselves on it, hiking and about a dozen other activities, it's not the owner's liability. Now, that gets stretched a little bit down in District 1 and 2, you know, New York and Long Island, but more upstate, that is the law, and it has been held up in cases. On the other hand, you know, we do have people who allow the trail across their property and they want something more. And so we have liability insurance, and we will make them additional insureds. We don't like to do that, but because it creates more exposure for us, and it really creates a liability where there isn't one. But we do that.
I think so. Maybe before we wrap up, I actually want just a quick question for Bill. In communicating with stakeholders, the term connectivity, wildlife corridors, certain things, you know, they have different implications and different residents with different audiences. I'm wondering if you have any insights in terms of strategies for communicating these kinds of ideas to whether it's private landowners or partners or whoever else you're trying to build interest with.
I usually start with, do you want a rich natural world for your kids and your grandkids. I mean,
Yeah.
almost everybody nods and says yes to
That's
that
great.
and can get on board with the same thing.
Mhm.
And that cuts across almost all audiences.
Great. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.